Hyper as the Orediggers getting ready to take on the Beacons here, the first round of the NAIA National Tournament, as volleyball season fast approaching the tournament time, and certainly looking forward to this one as the Beacons come out of Bushnell in Oregon. Montana Tech hosting Bushnell, and actually they're two teams that know each other pretty well. Bushnell has been here at our opening season tournament the last 3 years. They have been part of the Big Sky Challenge. These two teams last played, I want to say 2022. They played in the Big Sky Challenge here. They haven't met the last 2 years, and they're getting ready for this one here. As Montana Tech getting ready to take on the Beacons out of Bushnell. Thanks for joining us here on Digger Vision. Paul Panisco here on a Saturday evening. And we want to say welcome, and welcome. We're a little bit late. We had some issues as far as officials go, and we have our officials set up. We have one match underway down to Dillon as Montana Western is also hosting. And our officiating pool isn't exactly real deep, let's say. And what happened is just had an officiating issue and had to move some officials around. So we got pushed back a little bit, but we are getting ready to roll here as Montana Tech taking on the Beacons out of Bushnell University. Bushnell is, for anybody here on the Montana Tech side of things, they're located in Eugene, Oregon. The Beacons are a member of the Cascade Collegiate Conference, and the Cascade is the most represented here in the national tournament. There are 6 teams that have made it from the Cascade Conference. The Bushnell has participated, as I mentioned, in the Big Sky Volleyball Challenge the last 3 years, and the last time Montana Tech and Bushnell played was August 19th of 2022. The Orediggers won that one 3-0, if that matters at all. Bushnell finished the 2024 season in a tie for 4th place in the Cascade Conference. They averaged 16.4 points a set. They were 4th in the Cascade for kills per set at 12.77. They were also 4th in the Cascade in digs at 16 a set. Individually, they're led by Haley Hyder. Haley is putting down 3.34 kills a set while hitting 191 on the year. Hyder is also very solid defensively as she's getting 3.5 digs per set. Ariana Guerra is one of 3 other players averaging over 2 kills a set. Guerra checks in at 2.73 kills per set. And then right side, Leah Agas checks in at 2.24 kills a set. Sophomore outside hitter, Amia Simu is putting down 2.04 kills per set as well. So the Beacons, an awful lot of offense with several players out there over 2 kills a set. As we take a look at the rest of it for Bushnell, they come into this match 19-12 overall. They're 14-8 in Cascade Conference play, and they took 4th place in that Cascade Conference here this year. Now, as we turn to the Montana Tech side of things, the Digs enter at 19-10 overall. They finished 10-4 in the Frontier Conference, and certainly coming off a really good year. You know, they graduated some incredible talent a year ago. There were an awful lot of question marks. Many, you kind of looked at this year as a rebuilding year, if you will, and this team has really kind of stepped up in a big way. I mean, it's a really tight group. They are a unit that likes to play together. They like to get out on the floor together, and it shows. I mean, they really support one another and have had a really good season here, taking 2nd place in the Frontier Conference this year. Montana Tech side of things, offensively, as we take a peek at what the Digs are putting out. So they're averaging 16.5 points a set, which is 2nd in the Frontier Conference. They finished the regular season with 12.94 kills per set and a hitting percentage of .206 as a team, which is pretty darn solid. Kennedy Wilmore sits at the top of the conference with 414 total kills. Her 3.60 kills per set was good for 2nd in the conference to finish the regular season. Olivia LeBeau in the middle hit an incredible 340 this year. It was good for 2nd in the Frontier Conference, and her 363 total kills is 5th highest in the Frontier Conference. And you know, you look at this Oredigger team with all conference senior Olivia LeBeau, junior Kennedy Wilmore represented the 17th ranked Orediggers on the first team. Sophomore Reese Layton earned a 2nd team nod, and Piper Jetty was voted the conference's freshman of the year. Brooklyn Hayes, Jetty, and Austin Long were all included on the all-freshman team for Montana Tech. So as we get ready to roll here, Montana Tech taking on the Beacons out of Bushnell. As the Cascade Conference or the Frontier Conference getting ready to throw down here. Of course, the winner of this one will head off to the final site. and a decent crowd here on a Saturday afternoon. So again, thanks for joining us as the Digs taking on the Beacons. Montana Tech, number 17 in the country. And the Beacons in the final poll were receiving votes in that top 25. The teams are going to come together, and they'll exchange goodies. I don't believe they got us any goodies to exchange. So again, thanks for joining us here as we get underway. Montana Tech taking on the Beacons out of Bushnell. And the winner of this one will head off to the final site. We'll get our starters. We'll get this thing rolling in just a few. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our national anthem. We're back after that. Hey, once again, welcome back here as we get things ready to roll. Montana Tech taking on the Beacons out of Bushnell. Paul Panisco here on Digger Vision. Normally, I am joined by the far more intelligent Olivia Muir. She is unable to make it, and we'll certainly wish her and her family the best as we get ready for this one here. So Bushnell, their starters being introduced. We'll run you through that list again. What it looks like here, this Bushnell team in a very good Cascade Conference, finished in 4th place. Again, they hit 183 on the year. You know, number-wise, the teams actually match up pretty darn close. Montana Tech, you know, a little bit better, it looks like, in the block category. Hitting percentage a little bit higher. It feels like the outside hitters for both teams are really good. As you know, we're looking at Kennedy Wilmore, obviously, for the Digs. And on the other side of that, as we talked about individually, Haley Heider, 3.34 kills per set, just an outstanding number for that young lady as well. It feels like the discrepancy might be in the middle, and Montana Tech, one of the better middles you're going to find anywhere, as Olivia LeBeau is just phenomenal. I mean, there's not much more you can say about Olivia. She has just had an incredible career here at Montana Tech, and like I say, she's hitting, what was it, 340 on the year coming into this match. Second in the Frontier Conference. She actually led the Frontier Conference for the bulk of the season. And this is going to be a very interesting match here as Montana Tech taking on the Beacons. And getting our introductions here on the Beacons side. Again, as I mentioned earlier, the Beacons 4th place in the Cascade Conference. Bear with me, I have a wonderful head cold and my nose is trying to run off my face. The Beacons averaging 12.77 kills per set. Montana Tech at 12.94 kills per set. Again, honestly, it's almost kind of a mirror. The only real big discrepancies, Montana Tech, you know, has 2.07 blocks per set, and the Beacons come in with 1.8 blocks per set, and that's it. I mean, that's the biggest margin you're looking at is like 0.2 of a point. From there, you know, you're looking at the kill margin awfully close. Montana Tech nearly 1,500 kills on the year. The Beacons come in just a little over 1,400. Tommy about to give us our starting lineup, and we will have those for you here on the screen as well. This is part of a doubleheader here on Digger Vision tonight, as we have volleyball and then we'll have basketball after this, as the Montana Tech ladies taking on Northwest University. So the first out is Alexis Umland. Umland, the senior, is the first out on the floor here for Montana Tech. Take a look at her numbers here. Yelena Yablanov is out on the floor next. JJ, the libero in her senior season here for the Digs. Emmy Green is out next here for Montana Tech. Take a look at Emmy's numbers. And again, here comes LeBeau out. LeBeau just having a monster year. 362 kills, hitting 343 on the year. And Reese Layton, senior captain, how about a sophomore captain leader at center here for Montana Tech. And last but not least, Kennedy Wilmore, the junior out of California, rolls through. And Brooklyn Hayes, one of the incredible freshmen, out on the floor to start things off here for Montana Tech this evening. As I mentioned, Brooklyn, one of 3 freshmen that are on this all-freshman team. Coaches get a handshake, and we are ready to roll. Take a look there at our front line. And then the ladies in the back you'll see as well. Umland, you'll see a lot on that right side. And that's the other one I feel like I have heard, is that Bushnell does have a very good outside. And watching them in warm-ups, it felt like they really liked to set to the 10-foot line. They were making some really nice shots from that 10-foot line, so we'll see how much of an impact that has on this match as we go as well. Thanks for joining us here in NAIA first round action, as Montana Tech, number 17 in the country, hosting the Beacons out of Bushnell. Bushnell comes in receiving votes. The Digs were second place in the Frontier Conference. Bushnell took 4th place in the Cascade Conference. Montana Tech represented by 3 teams, with Providence, Western, and the Digs in. On the other side for Cascade, 6 teams represented in the Cascade. As our officials get us set. And again, thanks for joining us. We're a little bit later than we wanted to be, but we are ready to roll. So Brooklyn Hayes will start with serving duties here for Montana Tech. Hayes, once again, one of 3 freshmen on the all-freshman team for the Frontier. And the first serve is away. Gonna go deep, handled nicely, set to the outside. That one dug out by JJ. Layton gets it across to Wilmore. Nice dig from the 10-foot line. That one's hit deep, and that will go to the Beacons. So we mentioned it there in the pregame. They were setting to that 10-foot line an awful lot, and we're really kind of doing some damage. So we'll see if that continues. Nice shot there, and that's going to be an ace. Getting the ace down is going to be Parquet, Bella Parquet, the senior out of Washington, and the Beacons go up 2-0. Floats in, Green passes, near side, Wilmore, and that one's jacked up into the seats. Big time swing that time by Kennedy Wilmore. So LeBeau cycles out, and in for the Digs, gonna be Mason Moore. Morris had a really nice year this year, especially at the service line. 5'7" senior out of Kalispell. Floats that one in, handled nicely. Bushnell will set to that 10-foot line again, and that one almost got to the floor, but well dug that time, and Montana Tech gonna get the point. Boy, that ball had a ton of spin on it. Emmy Green got a piece of it. And then also Brooklyn Hayes got a piece, and somehow Tech got it over. 2-2 our score. Back to serve, Mason Moore again. Jump serve will get in. Handled nicely, big time set. Was it touched? No touch, point Montana Tech. Nice swing here on the near side by Maddie Ladd. Ladd, a senior out of Cottage Grove, Oregon. Nice swing, that one just drifted on her. And serve away, and that one's going to go into the net. So first service error of the day for Montana Tech. And that has been a number that at times has been too high for Montana Tech, is service errors. We'll see if they can kind of keep those under control here as this night goes. Feels like, you know, talking to Coach Solomon throughout the week, it feels like both these teams kind of work on that risk-reward situation where, you know, they do go after some, I guess, lower percentage serves maybe. I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but sometimes they work out. Nice block in the middle that time as Umland takes a swing. Agost is there. Also there is Deschentes, Brooklyn Deschentes, a senior out of Redmond, Oregon. Nice set to the middle that time. And the Beacons are ready. Nice serve. Layton sets it across to Wilmore, and she'll tap it in for the points. Nice adjustment by Kennedy Wilmore. Diving out there in the back line was Palelik. And just could not get to it in time, so Reese Layton is back to serve. Reese, second team all-conference. Second in the conference in assists per set. Just had a tremendous year for Tech. Big hit from that 10-foot line. JJ moves it up. Benton gets it across. Good set to the outside, into the block, big time. Megan Benton, also Alexis Umland there. Great block on the far side, and the Digs go up 5-4. Great energy here to get this one started. And Layton gets it across. And they're just going to get it across. So a free ball here for Tech. JJ with the bump. Set to the outside. Wilmore into the block. We'll try it again. They'll go back to Benton. Into the block. Popped high. And the Beacons will get a look. JJ pulls it up. Back set to Benton. Benton into the tape. And that is going to be point Beacons. I expected that stoppage a little quicker than we got it, as that one was into the tape rather than the defender. 5-5 our score here in the first set. Floats it across, awfully close to the net. Nice job that time by Layton to get it back. Again, that's a really nice swing from the 10-foot line, and it's going to go long. Looks like the Beacons are going to, well, I thought they might come over and chat with the official, but that certainly one from our angle was very long. And the Digs lead 6-5. They'll get service here on the side out. Pass and set. Tipped over, near side. Jetty takes a swing. That one goes into the net. And that's going to be point Beacons. And into the match here for the Digs, going to be Austin Long. And on the other side of things, Ashlyn Ty will get her first minutes. Ty, a sophomore out of Hawaii. 6-6. We have not seen a run yet out of either team. JJ able to get under it, a free one here for the Beacons. They'll set to the outside. Big swing, tapped. And again, the Digs will push it across. Beacons will get a free look. They'll set it to the middle. Tipped up over the top. Jetty just could not get under it. And that is going to be points for Agost. So Leah Agost, the junior out of Happy Valley, Oregon, will get that one in. And the Beacons will hold serve and look to add more here. Yablonov, back set to Benton. Benton off the tape. That one's tipped over, pushed back. Bushnell adjusts. Boy, that one just found the floor. Everybody from Montana Tech looked where it was going, and no one went at it. Beacons really doing a lot of work from that 10-foot line here in this first set. Ty trying to serve for point number 3 here. Big swing by Umland, but that's going to go long. Point Beacons. So here's our first real run, a 3-point run here, as Ty serving for the Beacons. Beacons leading 9-6. Floater comes in, JJ gets under it. Back set, that one's just going to be forced to get across. Montana Tech trying to adjust defensively. Yablanov gets there. Set near side, Jetty pushes it to the back line. Tipped nicely by the Beacons. Outside to the back, and that one's going to go into the net. Austin Long got a hand on it, but just really couldn't control it much. So Ty serves her 4th point here. And the Beacons go up 10-6. So Ty continuing to serve, the sophomore. Yablanov with the pass, the set, Jetty. Takes a cut, well defended. Bushnell, backside, into the block, and that's going to find the floor. So Agost with the swing, and the Beacons on a 5-0 run. Beacons up over Montana Tech 11-6, ladies and gentlemen. We're here on Digger Vision with the timeout. We might as well take one. We're back here right after this.
Hi, I'm Dr. Christopher Stanger, and my specialty is adult hip and knee reconstructive surgery. I chose this specialty because it helps patients achieve their maximum functioning potential here in Butte, Montana. I like to ask the patient how their problem is impacting them, what their desires are, so that they can return back to their levels of activity. I can help patients achieve their maximum functioning potentials and, in turn, help them with their pain.
Hey, we're back here once again at the campus of Montana Tech, the Great Western Hyper, as the Beacons up over the Digs 11-6. I had mentioned we had not seen a run as of yet, and the Beacons are on the first of the day. They're on a 5-0 run with Ty serving. Again, thanks to everybody joining us here on Digger Vision, both home and away. We've got a good crowd here in the Hyper. We have a basketball game coming up after this. Again, we're a little later in the day, as had some travel issues. I know, travel issues in November, that's a shocker. Ty floats that one over the net, Yablanov under it. Back set, big swing. Nice adjustment here by Bushnell. They'll get it across. Montana Tech with a free one. Reese Layton to the outside. Jetty. Nice fill that time by Bushnell. That 10-foot line, and that one's going to go long. It's interesting. You know, you get used to how your conference plays, and the Frontier really doesn't get after that 10-foot line as much as we've seen the Beacons here. So I don't want to say a new style of play, but certainly something we're not used to. Push to the middle, big swing in the middle, and that's going to be point Montana Tech. Nice cut that time as Simao unable to keep it in the field of play. Beacons lead is 3. Yablanov with the serve. Pass a little short, able to get it up. Nice block on the near side by the Digs. Beacons, again, they find that spot where all of the Montana Tech players are just going to watch it hit the floor. It's the second time that has happened here today. And that will go back to the Beacons. Back line, Long fields it. Layton and Jetty hammers it, but that one's going to go long. Nice job defensively by the Beacons, letting that one go. And the Beacons up and rolling. To the back line, Long snags it. Put up. Benton tried to get it across the net. That one's going to be tight, and it is going to fall on the Beacon side. That was a tough angle. I couldn't tell which side of the net it fell on from my view. And Montana Tech trailing by 4. And Abby Green back to serve away here for Montana Tech. Hard serve, Tech gonna get a look. That's a nice play by Jetty. Great anticipation here on the inside, and Jetty just hammers it down the line for the point. Montana Tech in the negatives hitting percentage right now, and the Beacons just over there at .05. And there's that risk reward we talked about earlier. Service into the tape, and that will go back to Bushnell. Sophie Madsen back to serve. My apologies. As Seamau back. Leighton, nice swing that time by LeBeau. First real swing we have seen out of Olivia LeBeau. She goes on the slide and gets that one good. And that's point Montana Tech inside out here. As back to serve is Brooklyn Hayes. Hayes, the freshman out of Washington. Get that one across. JJ gets under it, tight at the net. Leighton pops it across. Bushnell with the bump set. Into the block, and that one's going to find the floor. Boy, again, Montana Tech is tracking those over the net, but when they're falling between everyone's kind of waiting for someone else to react. 4-point lead for the Beacons. Leighton tries to find the floor. Great reaction by the Beacons. Outside, knocked down. To the middle. Again, good reaction by the Beacons. Really nice scramble. They'll set to the outside and into the block. Big time block that time. Getting a hand on it was Deschent. Deschent with the block. Side out will go to the Beacons. Leighton to the center. Big swing knocked up in the air. Bump set to the outside. And that one falls just inside the block. Nice cut that time by Haley Hyder. Hyder, the junior out of Albany, Oregon. Transfer from Sam Houston State. Rifle shot of a serve. Leighton goes back to track it down. Deep right corner, handled nicely. Hyder takes a cut off the block. That's going to be point Beacons. Hyder starting to get moving here for the Beacons, as that is kill number 3 for her on 9 swings. Beacons leading 18-11. As again, thanks for joining us here on Digger Vision. As we look here at the numbers, Hyder leading the Beacons in kills right now. She has 3 kills on 9 swings, as I mentioned, 3 errors as of right now. On the other side, Montana Tech, Kennedy Wilmore has 2 kills on 6 swings with 1 error. As a team, Bushnell's hitting percentage starting to climb a little bit. Both were low early, and Bushnell trying to climb it up a little bit. They're at .148 right now. The Dig's still in the negative .04 currently. So again, thanks for joining us here on Digger Vision. First round of the NAIA tournament. Montana Tech's 5th trip in the last 6 years. As after the timeout, on the floor we go. So the Beacons up by 7. As Bella Parquet back to serve. Bella. Libero gets it across. Bump set close to the net. Tipped in. That's going to find the floor. Nice job by Kennedy Wilmore that time. And a really good pass, honestly, from Hayes deep. That gave Wilmore an opportunity to try and direct it, and she made it happen. So Mason Moore to serve here for the Digs. Beacons by 6 here in the first set. Mason floats that one to the back line. Set to the 10-foot line, and that one hammered into the net. Point Montana Tech. Seamile takes a cut. And Moore will look to continue the run here, points. Seamile fields it. Into the block, and that one is going to go out. So point to the Beacons. 6-point lead here for the Beacons. They've led by as much as 7. Montana Tech trying to find some rhythm here on the offensive side. Beacons serving thus far has been pretty impressive. Montana Tech's had a tough time getting real good looks at the net. That one floats in. Bump set. Wilmore gets it across. Again, not a real hard shot. That one's tipped, kept alive by Wilmore. And Tech. Yep, so that's going to go to the Beacons. 7-point lead once again for Bushnell. They lead 20-13. First round of the NAIA tournament. The winner of this one will go off to the final site. JJ under it. Nice bump set here on the near side. Wilmore takes a cut. Bushnell fields it. They're going to set to that 10-foot line again. And that one's going to go out. Nice swing by Seamow. An 8-point lead here for the Beacons. And Bushnell will look to add to their lead here. Polellic back to serve. Tech should get a good look here. Umland tips it across. Beacons to the outside, into the block. Ball stays alive. Beacons here to the backside now, into the block again. Montana Tech's front line. That one is going to go out. Nice job at the net by Montana Tech defensively. And Layton is back to serve. You need a significant run here as the Beacons up 21-14 in the first set. Reese Layton back to serve. Fielded nicely. They'll set to the middle. That one's tipped up over the top. Layton keeps it alive. Beacons to the center. Nice job by Yablanov in the back line. To the outside, Wilmore doesn't get much on it. We'll try again. Back set. And that one is going to fall for a point. Megan Benton takes the cut. So a 6-point lead for the Beacons. And Reese Layton back to serve again. Line drive, that one into the nets. Kept alive, but it goes out. Service ace for Reese Layton. So the sophomore out of Eagle, Idaho, will look to keep this run rolling. Beacons up by 5. Layton trying to trim that. That one's passed out nicely. Big time swing. And that one is going to go out. Point Montana Tech. Boy, that's a big swing. Goes outside the line. Point Montana Tech. Layton will move her service point. Beacons by 4. Layton into the net. So the service error will go to the Beacons. 22-17. And back to serve is Hyder. Haley Hyder, the junior. Floats that one in. Wilmore hammers it. Somehow that is kept alive. Montana Tech going to get a free one. Set to the center. Umland puts it down. Montana Tech with a point. 4-point lead for the Beacons. And it looks like we have a timeout. So ladies and gentlemen, we'll take one. The Beacons up by 4. Montana Tech with some momentum. We're back here to the Hyper right after this.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jessica Reisig, an orthopedic surgeon here in Butte, Montana with specialty training in foot and ankle. I chose orthopedic surgery because I get to actively help my patients enjoy their lives. The human body in general is just really amazing. The way everything works as a unit, the way the bones, tendons, muscles all work to function and just make people move is something that I've always found incredibly fascinating. And there's nothing more rewarding than seeing a patient get better because of the work we did together.
Back here once again, the first round of the NAIA National Tournament. As we are here in Butte, Montana. The Beacons up over the Orediggers, 22-18. Let me move my cords around so I'm not unplugging things. That'd be bad. And back to serve here for the Digs. Malia Harris. Harris, the junior. That one across. Nice job to get it across that time for the Beacons. Seamow takes a cut. Backside. Benton. That one's going to find home. Megan Benton puts it down. Benton gets kill number 3 on the evening, and the Beacons' lead is cut to 3. Malia Harris, she floats that one in. Mishandled a little bit, but still a nice job by the Beacons to take a good cut at that. And that is going to come up short. Point is going to go to Bushnell. So that is point to the Beacons. They lead by 4. As we make our way through the evening. Beacons back to serve. As Ty gets that one across, JJ fields it. Back set, Benton tips it down. Another one for Benton. Kill number 4 for Megan Benton. She's hitting 40% as of right now, and certainly would like to keep that number rolling high. JJ back to serve, the senior. Yablanov is back. And the serve is away. Floats that one in. Mishandled, and there to put it down is going to be LeBeau. So LeBeau puts it down. Montana Tech within 2. Making a late run here in the first set. They have some momentum. And JJ back to serve once again. She'll look to keep the run rolling. That one goes to the back line, handled nicely, set to the outside, tipped across. Montana Tech should get a good look here. Jetty finds the floor. Nice adjustment by the freshman. Montana Tech within 1. And the Beacons will call another timeout. Montana Tech trailing by 1. The Beacons up 23-22. First round of the NAIA National Tournament as we are here on Digger Vision. We'll take a break. We're back after this. Back here once again as after the break, Yelena Yablanov back to serve. The libero will try and tie us up here at 23 apiece. The Beacons led by 7 at one point. And Montana Tech has gone on a great run here at the end of the first set. They float that one in. Good look here to the near side. Kept alive to the middle. LeBeau hammers it. Place is electric as LeBeau just hammers it. Olivia, the senior out of Billings. JJ serving for the lead. Back line handled nicely. To the middle, off the tape, off the block. And that's going to be point Montana Tech. So the Digs will get the point and the lead. Boy, just like this. Montana Tech, this is set point. What a run the Digs have put on here. Well, let's see if they can put away the first set. JJ. Yablanov back to serve for the Digs. That one just barely touches the tape. Set to the outside. Big swing into the net. First set, Montana Tech. The Digs get the win, 25-23 somehow. And just an incredible first set here. Montana Tech ends up hitting 150 in the first set. On the other side, Bushnell hit .071 as a team. We'll talk about the individual numbers and more, ladies and gentlemen. We'll back here right after this.
Hi, I'm Dr. Christopher Stanger, and my specialty is adult hip and knee reconstructive surgery. I chose this specialty because it helps patients achieve their maximum functioning potential here in Butte, Montana. I like to ask the patient how their problem is impacting them, what their desires are, so that they can return back to their levels of activity. I can help patients achieve their maximum functioning potentials and, in turn, help them with their pain.
Even when you have to weather the storm, even when the unexpected happens, even when the local environment slows things down, we will get you what you need when you need it. We are committed to getting you back in the seat, back to work, back to what matters. At Torgerson's Equipment, we know what matters most: community, family, working every day to make your day more productive.
Hey, we're back here once again. First round of the NAIA National Tournament. The Digs with an improbable comeback in the first set as they take that first set 25-23. And we'll swap sides and see what happens. Bushnell had a great run. They went up by actually 8 at one point. It felt like they were going to put that first set away handily, and then Montana Tech put the pedal to the floor. Megan Benton, 4 kills on 10 swings. Kennedy Wilmore has 3 kills. Also Olivia LeBeau with 3 big kills. On the other side for Bushnell, Hyder leads them with 4 kills on 12 swings. You have Seamow with 3 kills as of right now with 12 swings as well. As I mentioned, I'm not sure either team really got up over 200 as far as hitting percentage. Tech hit 150 in that first set. On the other side, Bushnell finished .071. Tech was actually in the negative for what felt like the bulk of that first set. So the officials getting us ready to roll here for set number 2. Bushnell will start with the serve. Amia Simo back to serve. She's been impressive here so far in the first set. Sophomore gets that one in, handled nicely by Green to the outside. Wilmore gets the kill off the block and in for a point. Nice cut that time. And Yablonov back to serve. JJ with the honor again. That one's going to be kept alive somehow and just unable to get it across. Another kill for JJ. I would like to go back, and I should have charted it, the amount of times that JJ has led a significant rally to win a set. It has happened a lot. She has been a significant part of this Tech team in her time here at Montana Tech, and that's a big swing. Nice swing here on the near side by Hyder. She, of course, comes in as their leading hitter, has the most kills on the team. And that's going to be a service error into the net. So Montana Tech will get the point and the side out. Reese Layton is back to serve. So Layton back to serve it away here. Gets that one in. Back set, had to put on the brakes, was able to get good traction on it. Wilmore hits it across, and that one's going to go into the stands. Nice swing that time by Kennedy Wilmore. She'll stack on another kill. I was impressed by Maddie Ladd, the senior, on the other side for Bushnell. She was making the charge to the net, put on the brakes, and went vertical, and was able to get quite a bit on that shot, honestly. And back to get it away again is Reese Layton. Hammers that one across. That one's going to be mishit, point Montana Tech. That was kind of a rare pass for Bushnell. It felt like that first set, their passing was really solid. And we'll see how this set continues. Montana Tech up 5-1 early. Layton looking to extend that, and that's going to go into the tape. So service error will go to the Beacons. So Olivia Muir, my normal partner here for volleyball. I know she's probably keeping track at home, but Olivia, that's 4 service errors. I'm not sure what our line was tonight, but we should have discussed that. Diggs up 5-2. Wilmore fields it, and she'll take a big cut, and that one is just going to go wide. Beacons get the points as Montana Tech leading 5-3. And back to serve going to be Palelic. Redshirt freshman out of Gonzaga Prep. And service away. Floats that one in. Wilmore handles it. She's going to go up. Nice adjustment. That one gets up over the top. Kept alive. Montana Tech scrambling. JJ will get it across. Free one here for Bushnell to the outside. Big swing. And getting the kill is going to be Hyder once again. Hyder, kill number 5. And the Digs leading 5-4. So a 1-point lead here for the Digs. Little run. That one floats in. Wilmore under it again. She'll get the set into the block. Nice block by the Beacons that time. Agas got up with Deschent. And they put up the wall. We are tied. 4-point run here for the Beacons. They'll look to add on to that here. Montana Tech won the first set. And the Beacons, that one's going to go long, and it does float long. Good decision by the back line for Montana Tech. And a service error will go to the Digs. So Montana Tech up 6-5. Again, thanks for joining us here on Digger Vision. As the winner of this one will head off to the national tournament. And back to serve is Long, Austin Long. Set to the middle. Boy, almost missed jump there for a second by Agost. She gets tremendous elevation and still able to get it down. Was a nice play by that young lady. 4th kill for her today. She's hitting 400. And we're tied at 6. And that one's going to go out. So that'll be service error number 3 for the Beacons. Montana Tech leading 7-6 here in the second set. Mason Moore back to serve. Moore. Ready to roll. It's that one in, popped up. Not much, and that one into the block. Boy, that's a big swing from the 10-foot line again. Been very impressed by Simao here, as she is getting incredible elevation from that 10-foot line and getting a lot of power on it. And Ty is back to serve here for Bushnell. Montana Tech near side. That one's going to fall in. Good effort as able to tip that one in, and Montana Tech will get the side out. They lead 8-7. And Emmy Green will go back to serve here for the Digs. Emmy Green, a junior out of Boise. And Emmy, serve is away. Bushnell to the center, gets it up over the block. And big swing, that one's gonna find the floor. Nice job that time as Jetty takes a cut, got it between the defender and the net, and that falls in for a point. Montana Tech up by 2. Both these teams feel like you're kind of poised on a razor's edge. If either of them gets going on a run, it feels like they could be big runs the way they're both playing. Green rifles that one across. Bump set, just kicked across. Montana Tech should get a good look here to the center. LeBeau dug out. And that one just across, so Montana Tech will set up for another free one. This one to the outside. LeBeau gets it on the interior. That's point Montana Tech. Bushnell just a little bit off the net here the last couple attempts. Montana Tech has been able to get the ball between the defenders and the net and get it to the floor. Diggs leading 9-7. Emmy Green back to serve again. And that one hits the stripe. That is point Montana Tech. And we're going to get a, well, I thought they were going to discuss it with the line or with the officials, but they decide not to. So a service error, or a service ace, I should say, for Emmy Green. She'll float that one in. Bushnell scrambling. And again, a really hard hit kind of on the scramble. That one's tipped up over the top. It goes down. Both ladies seem to be okay as Goss gets up and Parquet gets up, and Montana Tech goes up by 5. A great run here for the Diggs as they lead by 5 with the timeout on the floor. We'll take a quick one, ladies and gentlemen. We're back here after this.
Hi, I'm Dr. Christopher Stanger, and my specialty is adult hip and knee reconstructive surgery. I chose this specialty because it helps patients achieve their maximum functioning potential here in Butte, Montana. I like to ask the patient how their problem is impacting them, what their desires are, so that they can return back to their levels of activity. I can help patients achieve their maximum functioning potentials and, in turn, help them with their pain.
Welcome back here to Butte, Montana, the campus of Montana Tech, as the Orediggers hosting the Beacons out of Bushnell. Montana Tech finished the regular season number 17 in the country. Bushnell was getting votes in the final poll. And again, Bushnell really used to our community and used to this campus. Bushnell has been here in Butte the last 3 years of the Big Sky Challenge. And Emmy Green back to serve one more time here for the Diggs. Green with one ace. Tech up by 5. That one passed nicely to the outside. Big swing that time off the block as Goss gets a hand on it. The junior gives it a ride, and that will be side outs and a point here for the Beacons. Nice swing that time by the 6-footer. It's another one of those where you see her with the rest of her teammates and you wonder if the 6 foot is a little bit under, if you will. She looks like she's about 6'4", for goodness sake. Jetty takes a cut, kept alive. That one's thrown to the back line and it's going to go too far. Nice attempt that time by Layton, but it does go over the top, and that will be points to the Beacons. So the Beacons trailing by 3. Long gets under it, tipped over by Jetty, into the net, and that is going to be point Montana Tech. Went to the outside, and the Diggs up by 4. Thanks for joining us here on this Saturday. Again, we're a little later than we were expecting to be. We had a scheduled 4 o'clock starts. Due to some travel issues, we got pushed back to 4:45. We have a basketball game after this. Bushnell scrambles, gets it across. Tech with a free look here to the center. LeBeau, and she'll get another one. Olivia LeBeau with kill number 6. She now leads Montana Tech with 6 kills. And she leads the match with 6 kills. Back to serve is Brooklyn Hayes. So Hayes gets that one across. Boy, Bushnell's passing I thought was really crisp in the first set. And they have had some passing errors here in the second. Ton of momentum right now behind this Oredigger team. Floats in, that's going to be a service ace for Hayes. Hayes is going to get the ace. That is the 4th ace already here for Montana Tech. And the Oredigger bus is just cruising downhill right now. Just try to keep that moving. That one's passed nicely, back set. And that's going to go long. So the Diggs will go up by 8. Boy, I'll tell you, the Beacons came out early They went up by 8 in the first set. Montana Tech came cruising back and got the win. And they have just been in go mode. Again, kind of a passing error there. Big swing by Wilmore into the block. Nice job that time, as getting the block was Mosher and also Ladd. Mosher, middle blocker, a senior out of Woodinville. And we'll see if the Beacons can get some momentum on their side. It's all in the back pocket of Montana Tech currently. Looks like we have an issue in the book. Diggs up by 7. Service handled nicely by Green. Set to the outside. Kennedy Wilmore. Great dig. That one gets in. Green kicks it across. Wilmore pushes it out. Nice job by Bushnell that time. Great reactions. Diggs lead by 6. Beacons trying to grab some of that momentum. Second set, Montana Tech won the first. Handled nicely, they'll set. Tipped, Bushnell keeps it alive. And again, good heat from behind that 10-foot line. Montana Tech forced to get it across. This is a free one for Bushnell. Back set, and that's gonna go long. Boy, they have been really setting up Amaya Seamow from that 10-foot line or deeper. She just has such good, well, she has tremendous springs. JJ floats that one across. Bushnell tips it. Nice adjustment. Montana Tech, Kennedy Wilmore. Easy grab to the outside. Doesn't find the floor. Wilmore doesn't get much on it. Bushnell will get a look here. Back set. That one's knocked in the air. Set to the outside. Wilmore just tips it across. Both teams trying to get something going here, and that's pushed out. Good job by Emmy Green to watch that one go out, as Haley Hyder tried to direct it down the line. And Emmy was all over it. Montana Tech by 8. JJ continues her serve. Shortstop. That's a nice set. Great finish that time by Mosher. McKenna Mosher, a 6-foot middle blocker out of Woodinville, Washington. Transfer out of Bellevue College. She's making her presence felt here in this second set. Mosher gets the kill. And the side out will go to Bushnell. Parquet back to serve. All right. Kind of going over to the book again. It looks like everything's good to go. Parquet. Boy, that one died as it came across the net. Set to the outside, a little too close. Scrambling. Beacons will get a look. That one's going to be sailed long. So that will go to the Digs. And Reese Layton back to serve. She has one ace so far today. And we're going to get a timeout. Montana Tech leading 20-12. Second set here in the first round of the NAIA National Tournament. With a timeout, we'll take one. We're back after this.
Even when you have to weather the storm, even when the unexpected happens, even when the local environment slows things down, we will get you what you need when you need it. We are committed to getting you back in the seat, back to work, back to what matters. At Torgerson's Equipment, we know what matters most: community, family, working every day to make your day more productive.
It was like a Friday morning loser out game at divisionals. What women's game? Western and Northwest played last night. Here? Was it? Hey, we're back here once again at the campus of Montana Tech. The Digs up 20-12. Boy, Montana Tech has just stretched it out in a big way here. At times, Bushnell feels like they're going to grab some momentum, and Montana Tech has just denied them. Reese Layton back to serve. Sails that one across. Set, big swing. That's a nice cut by Hyder again. Haley Hyder. That is kill number 6 for her here today. Actually, make that 7, my apologies. So 7th kill for her. She's hitting 118 in the match. And this is another one. Again, this second set, neither team can really get up over that 200 mark here as of right now. In the second sets, Bushnell hitting .091, Montana Tech at 145. And the service error will go to the Digs. Service error number 4. Both teams right now with 4 service errors. And the way both these teams kind of high risk, high reward, that might be the significant factor in this by the end of it. Who has the most and or least service errors? Nice set to the middle. Great block in the center. Umland is there. Big time play. Umland Jetty. Boy, Benson all over it, and Montana Tech leading 22-13 here in the second set. They have just rolled after making that big comeback in the first set. Set outside of the 10-foot line again. JJ, that one's going to go over. It's going to be tipped in. Nice read on the far side by August. So Bushnell, much like Montana Tech that first set, they need to make up some ground here. Serve to the back line. Set, big swing that time by Umland. The other way, JJ puts it up. Back set, Benton gets it inside the block again. Boy, that's a big one here in this second set, as the Beacons have had, I believe, 4 go between the block and the net. They're leaving a little bit of a gap there, and that has bit them quite a bit here in this second set. So the Digs back to serve one more time is Mason Moore. Moore floats that one in, handled nicely. Agost takes a cut, and Montana Tech going to get in. So the Beacons will get the point. Ashlyn Ty will take over the serve. Ty, as of right now, Bushnell with 1 ace. I would have lost the bet. I thought Ty had it, to be completely honest. Ty across, close to the net. That one's knocked over. Scrambling Bushnell to Agost. That one gets over the first line. Great dig that time by Benton. Jetty keeps it alive. Both teams scrambling. Jetty will take a swing. Good dig on the back line by the Beacons. And that one's hammered across. JJ puts it up. Back set, Megan Benton into the block, and that one's gonna go out. Point Montana Tech. That's a big time point for the Digs. Set points. Montana Tech leading 24-15. Tremendous scramble and a huge play by Megan Benton, diving all the way out of bounds to make that play. And Emmy Green will serve for the set. Green handled nicely. A good look here into the block. Set Montana Tech. Right into the block by LeBeau and Layton, and Montana Tech wins the second 25-15. The Digs lead 2-0 over the Beacons out of Bushnell. We'll come back with the third set right after this. Hey, we're back here once again at the campus of Montana Tech as the first round of the NAIA National Tournament is underway. Montana Tech and Bushnell throwing down. Montana Tech leading 2-0. And if you'd have laid odds at the midway point of the first set, I don't think anybody would believe you. Bushnell controlled. They were up by 8 points in that first set. Montana Tech made a huge run. They came back and won the first set 25-23. And they have just kept the pedal to the floor. They are rolling into this third set. Montana Tech hit 172 in that second set. On the other side, Bushnell hit .067. Tech with 5 errors, Bushnell with 7. Tech had 3 aces in that second set, which is certainly an awfully big number on that side. For Montana Tech, leader right now, Megan Benton, has 7 kills on 13 swings. Benton, the senior out of Billings, is hitting .462. Also, LeBeau with 6 kills. Wilmore has 5 kills. On the other side, 2 ladies both have 7 for Bushnell. You have Agas with 7 kills on 16 swings. She's hitting .375. She's playing really well. She is incredibly long, gets great elevation. Fun to watch thus far. Hyder also with 7 kills. No real surprise there. Just a tremendous athlete. 7 kills, 17 swings for Hyder. She's hitting .118 on the evening. So third set, and the Beacons need something to get rolling early in this to grab some momentum. Winner of this one will head off to the final location. My tiny brain keeps wanting to say Sioux City, and then I keep arguing with myself. I'll look it up again, but I want to say it's Sioux City, but I'm probably wrong. I'm right? Oh, look at that. That doesn't happen often. Thanks, Barrett. Thank you. All right. See, that would have been, that's why I need Olivia here. Obviously, because she knows things. I don't. Third set. Bushnell. All the momentum was with Montana Tech right now, and Bushnell needs a spark. They need something to get rolling here. All right, so we're ready to roll here in the third. Montana Tech will have the serve as Emmy Green will have the honor. Emmy with one of the Orediggers' 4 aces so far, as she tries to get this thing underway. Third set is away, and that one's going to sail out. So service error number 5 for Montana Tech. And Bushnell looking to get something rolling here. Arquet back. That one nosedives as it comes across. Handled nicely. LeBeau hammers it, but that's going to sail long. Oh, off the block. My apologies. Gosh, I'm sorry, I did not see it. And that one off the block, point Montana Tech. Olivia LeBeau with kill number 6. She has 6, Benton has 7 for Montana Tech. And back to serve is Hayes. Good set into the block. That one is gonna go out, point Bushnell. Nice swing on the far side that time. As taking the cut was Bielitz. Beacons leading 2-1 here in this third set. And Elijah Sanders, the setter, back to serve. Floats that one across. Yablanov with the pass, set. And there's that slide. Olivia LeBeau hammers it on the slide. We have seen that just played to execution this year. Just at a high level. She takes that slide. She's so athletic, long, gets great elevation. And that thing has paid off for her all year long. Far set to the outside, and that's going to be mishit into the net. Beacons trying to find some momentum here in the third. Boy, it feels like Montana Tech just took it out of them in the end of that first. JJ gets it across, fielded nicely, nice and tight to the net. Kept alive, and they're going to say point Montana Tech as Bushnell into the net. Diggs leading 4-2. JJ looking to keep it moving here. To the back line. Way long. Nice swing that time by Seamow. Again, Bushnell not comfortable right now. Their passing was so good in that first set, and they're just having a tough time getting it delivered to the right spot here as we've gone on. Skips off the tape. Bushnell will get a look to the back line. Nice swing. Montana Tech will set to the outside. Wilmore took a cut. This one to the middle. Nice block on the interior. Bushnell keeps it alive, and that one's just bumped across. Montana Tech with a free one. Green to the center. Umland puts it down. Alexis Umland knocks it in. Montana Tech goes up 6-2. So JJ back to serve again. It's that one across. Boy, that's a big swing. Hello. Haley Hyder, ladies and gentlemen. That is the deal right there. That is kill number, actually should be kill number 8 for her, and it is. She's hitting .05 on the day. She's 8 of 20 on 20 swings, 8 kills. Hyder with the serve. Popped up. Big swing, Umland. Nice dig on the other side. Bushnell sets to the back line, and that one is going to go long. That worked out really well for them in the first set, especially to Amaya Seamow. They've had trouble finding the spot here with that 10-foot line shot. Leighton mishandled, and that one gets some juice on it from the back. Back set, Benton, defender, able to keep it alive. Now Wilmore will knock it across. Nice swing. Back set. That one popped up, trying to get under it. Good hustle that time by Hayes. I thought she was going to go head first into the chairs. Point will go to Bushnell. Both teams scramble hard. Good effort out of both teams, and a really nice point that time for Bella Parquet. The libero, the senior for Bushnell, made a couple of monster digs. And we'll get some change of personnel here. And Bushnell, Ashlyn Ty will come in to serve. Excuse me. Wonderful head cold. So Ty with the serve. Handled nicely by Hayes. Umland into the block. Nice block that time up front by Bushnell. Getting a hand on it was Brooklyn Deschentes. Also there was Maddie Ladd. And the Beacons looking to add as they trail by 2. And that one is going to sail long. Point will go to the Orediggers, and they'll get the side out. Montana Tech leading 8-5. And Long is back to serve. Austin Long, 5'8" freshman out of Billings. Really, again, the freshman class here for Coach Solomon and this Montana Tech team has been called on a lot. I mean, they've really had to respond, and they've stepped up in a big way. Big swing by Ladd will fall in for the point. And the Beacons grabbing some momentum. They trail 8-6, and they'll look to keep the momentum rolling here. Two-point lead for the Digs. Long handles it. Serve, Jetty gets a hammer on it. Now Benton into the block, and point will go to the Beacons. They were all over that time. Brooklyn Deschentes was there again. They were in the right spot. Tremendous defense that time at the net. Digs up by 1. Beacons with some momentum here in the third. And that one just barely hits the tape and bounces back. Point to Montana Tech. Service error, number 6 for the Beacons. So the Digs up by 2. Mason Moore here in the third set. Moore with serve here. To the outside, big swing off the block. That's point Beacons. So that one will go out. Beacons. Bushnell again grabbing some good momentum here in the third. It ran away from them there for a little while. We'll see if they can keep it rolling here. They're a much different team right now than they were even 15 minutes ago. JJ with the pass to the outside. Benton off the set, and she'll get it in for the kill. Megan Benton with her 8th. She and Olivia LeBeau each have 8 kills. Benton hitting .375 from the right side. And Emmy Green back to serve once again. So Green, that one goes deep, fielded easily by Parquet. And that one finds the ground. Boy, again, Montana Tech has given up several points to that today, where it kind of falls between different players and they all just watch it hit the ground. Tech by 1. That one served close, forced over. Bushnell with a look on the outside. Up over the block, scrambling. Point will go to Bushnell. Neither team could really get anything effective rolling there. And Bushnell back to serve Bella Parquet. JJ fields it. And they'll just knock it across. So Bushnell a free one here. They're going to set it to the center. Big time swing, big point for Bushnell, as knocking it in is Hyder. And all of a sudden, just like that, the momentum has shifted in a big way. The Beacons up by 1, and Montana Tech going to call a timeout. The Beacons leading 11-10 here in the third set. Montana Tech leading 2-0. We'll take a break. We're back right after this.
Hi, I'm Dr. Christopher Stanger, and my specialty is adult hip and knee reconstructive surgery. I chose this specialty because it helps patients achieve their maximum functioning potential here in Butte, Montana. I like to ask the patient how their problem is impacting them, what their desires are, so that they can return back to their levels of activity. I can help patients achieve their maximum functioning potentials and, in turn, help them with their pain.
Beacons leading by 1, 11-10. The Beacons hitting .250 here in this third set, far and away their highest swinging percentage on the day. Montana Tech at 167 in the third. And again, the momentum has shifted drastically. It's amazing how you even see it on the floor. Bushnell smiling. High fives all around. They're ready to roll here, up by 1. Montana Tech a little more serious on the other side as they'll look to try and grab the momentum back here. Parquet to serve. Floats it across. Outside, Jetty takes the swing into the block. Point Montana Tech. Piper Jetty's 5th kill of the day. And we're tied at 11. Diggs grab a little momentum here. We'll see if Brooklyn Hayes can keep it rolling. Again, one of the great freshmen in this class. And a lot of pressure was put on to play, and they've done awful well. To the middle. There we go, another big one in the middle that time as Mosher puts it home. Bushnell doing a good job in the middle right now, especially here in this third set. They have racked up some points from the middle. Beacons by 1, 12-11. Back to serve is Sanders. JJ fields it. Sets Wilmore off the block. Point will go to Bushnell. Mosher got a hand on it again. Mosher, a good series here for her. And Bushnell back to serve. Sanders. Kicked up high. Bump set. Wilmore throws it across. Bushnell, short set. Almost down. That's going to be tipped across. And that is going to be point. Bushnell, a lift. Beacons up by 3, grabbing momentum here in this third set. Again, thanks for joining us here as we are on Digger Vision, first round of the NAIA tournament. Big swing, nice dig. That's going to go up to the net. No one home. Point will go to the Digs. LeBeau out, Umland in. Back to serve again is JJ Yablonov. Floats that one in. Bump set to the outside, into the block. Montana Tech with the point. Layton and Umland are there. That was a nice cut on the outside by Mosher. Beacons lead by 1. Tech grabbing some momentum here. Yelena, and that one's going to go into the net. So service error. Service error number 6 on the day for Montana Tech. Both teams with 6 service errors. And that will go to the Beacons. They're up by 2. Hyder back to serve. That one dives in. Green gets under it. Short set. Umland powers it through the block and in for the point. Beacons by 1. Umland, kill number 3. And Reese Layton is back to serve. She'll move over to the right side of the floor. Beacons by 1. Layton. Nice pass, good set, big swing, and that's going to fall in for the point. Maya Seamow just hammers it. She is just incredibly athletic. Good springs. And back to serve is Ty. Beacons by 2. Both teams really kind of rubber on the road right now. And that's going to fall in. Reese Layton, great read. She sees a gap, puts it down. Montana Tech gets the side out. Kennedy Wilmore is back to serve for the Digs. She'll unleash that cannon she has attached to her right shoulder. So Wilmore with the serve. Dug out nicely. Short set. Seamow hammers it. Montana Tech gets under it. That one across court. It's going to go out. No, it falls in for the point. They're going to say off the touch, and they will come over and chat with the official here. As they say, off the block. 16 all. Coaching staff from Bushnell continuing to chat it over with the officials here. Unhappy with the touch call. And now we're going to get a chat by the officials. They'll all come together and chat it over. Third set, 16 all our score. A much different looking set than we have seen since the kind of middle of that first one, honestly. Right now, Bushnell hitting 238 in the third, Montana Tech at 200. Bushnell has 8.5 total blocks to this point, Montana Tech with 4.5. And remember, Montana Tech actually, as far as numbers go for the season, came in with an advantage in that block department. Otherwise, these two teams were, stat-wise, numerically awfully close. So the point does stand. Kennedy Wilmore back to serve again. Kennedy into the tape. Goodness. Beacons by 1. Service error number 7 for Montana Tech. And back to serve the other way is Katie Bellitz. Bellitz, redshirt sophomore. That one floats over. Set. Jetty into the block. Kept alive. Trying to get under it is JJ. She dives for it. And that's going to be point Beacons. Montana Tech feel like they're going to come rumbling back, and then the Beacons shut it down and continue to lead by 2. It feels like that's where we have been here for a while. Serve across. Excuse me. Tipped up high, and that is going to fall out. Beacons will get the point. My apologies. Beacons up 19-16. And Montana Tech going to call a timeout. Coach Solomon wants to chat it over for a minute. The Beacons lead by 3 here in the third set. We're back after this.
Even when you have to weather the storm, even when the unexpected happens, even when the local environment slows things down. We will get you what you need, when you need it. We are committed to getting you back in the seat, back to work, back to what matters. At Torgerson's Equipment, we know what matters most. Community, family, working every day to make your day more productive.
Back here after the timeout, the Beacons up by 3, 19-16 over Montana Tech. The Digs leading 2-0 here in the first round of the NAIA National Tournament. The winner of this will head off to the final site in Sioux Falls, or Sioux City, excuse me. And back to continue to serve as Bellitz. Bushnell with one ace thus far today. That one has some good spin on it. Benton takes a cut, handled nicely by Bushnell to the outside, tipped up over the block. Montana Tech will get a look. Jetty goes over the block, and that's going to find the floor. Nice job that time. Jetty sees an opening as the middle came across to the nets, and that will fall in for the point. The Beacons lead by 2. So the Digs back to serve. As with the honor, going to be Malia Harris. Bushnell, so that 10-foot line again. Harris gets under it. Good hustle by the Digs as they'll get it across. Bushnell with a free one. They'll set up here to the near side. Big swing at a point for August. That is her 10th kill of the day. She has 10 kills. Hyder has 10 kills. And Bushnell continues to hit .250 here in this third set. Far and away their highest hitting percentage of the day. They lead by 3, deep here in the third. Bumped up, Jetty will get it across. Beacon should get a good look here. August over the block, kept alive, no one there. Again, everybody kind of backed away from it as Benton hustled across to get a hand on it and just couldn't get a second. Beacons by 4. That is their largest lead here since the first set. See if they can put this one away. Back to serve, Seamow, and that one's going to come up short into the net. Service error number 7. So both teams right now with 7 service errors. And back to serve, going to be Green here for the Digs. Emmy Green, the junior. Just one of those kind of unflappable players. You know, isn't run by emotion, keeps a real good head on her shoulders, and that's going to be point Montana Tech. So Green back again, trailing by 2. Green serve is away. Getting under it is Parquet. Center set. Nice job by the block up front, and that's going to go out. Point Montana Tech. Great job up front as LeBeau gets there. And the Beacons want a timeout. The Beacons leading by 1, 21-20. We'll see if we get another one like that first set, ladies and gentlemen. We're back here to the campus of Montana Tech right after this. The campus of Montana Tech. The Beacons lead by 1, 21-20. They call a timeout. Montana Tech making another good run here. As they come together, we'll see what happens here. We'll see if Montana Tech can close out this third set, much like they did in the first. See if the Beacons have anything to say about that. Emmy Green back to serve it here for the Digs. We get the whistle and we're away. Beacons lead by 1. Comes across, dug out, bumps. Green gets under it. Set to the center, LeBeau into the block. Kept it alive, Jetty, and that's going to be point Beacons. Good hustle by the Digs, and Parquet is back. The Beacons up by 2, 22-20, third set. Beacons need this one if they want to continue their season. Line drive serve, back set, LeBeau off the block and in. There is that slide again, Beacons by 1. 22-21. And the Digs with the serve is going to be Hayes. Brooklyn Hayes has served the ball well today. Line drive fielded nicely by Parquet. Off the block, Agas takes a huge swing and gets the point. She's had a really nice day. That's kill number 12. She's hitting .435 for the Beacons. They go back up by 2. Back to serve, Sanders. Montana Tech back set again on the slide. Beacons tip it into the zone, Green under it. Set near side, Kennedy Wilmore pounds it. And that volleyball scared Matt Steppen straight. He just didn't know what to do with himself. Beacons by 1, 23-22. Set into the block. It was a little short into the net as well. Point Montana Tech. We're tied at 23. And we're going to get a timeout. The Beacons will call a timeout. We'll go ahead and keep it here as we are tied late in the third. 23-all. Montana Tech leads 2-0 over the Beacons as Bushnell, 4th place out of the Cascade Conference. The Cascade is the most represented in this first round of the NAIA tournament as they sent 6 teams. And again, this Bushnell team taking 4th in the Cascade, receiving votes in the final poll of the NAIA National Tournament. On the other side, Montana Tech finished 2nd in the Frontier Conference. And they finished the year at number 17 in the nation. As I mentioned, kind of everybody looked at this year as a rebuilding year for this Oredigger team, including Coach Brian Solomon, to a point. In the preseason poll, the Orediggers had, according to the numbers, the Orediggers had 2 first-place votes and at least 1 last-place vote. So 1 coach in the conference at least, because if you run the math another way, it could have had 2 first-place votes and possibly 2 last-place votes as well, which would be real interesting. But Montana Tech serving for the lead. We were at this point in the first set as well. JJ. It's it across. Set to the 10-foot line. That one off the block. Point will go to the Beacons. Big swing again by Seamount. Boy, she is just deadly from the middle of the pack there. And this is set point for the Beacons. Montana Tech leading 2-0. And the Beacons trying to win the third. Set points. Hayes, they'll set it across to Wilmore. Wilmore. Now Bushnell with a look. That one's going to sail long. We're tied at 24. Maddie Ladd take a cut. And Reese Layton is back to serve here for the Digs. Tied up 24-all here in the third set. Layton. Serve is away. Dug out, back set, and Ladd hammers it. Good swing by Maddie Ladd that time, and the Beacons go back up by 1, set point. Substitution. As back to serve is going to be Arland. Peyton Arland, a freshman out of Kennewick, will come in to serve here. The Beacons up by 1, 25-24. Floats in, handled nicely. Set, Wilmore, point, Montana Tech. We're tied at 25. Get substitutions in here. Jetty will come in. Austin Long will come in and go back to serve. And Austin Long, the freshman out of Billings, is back to serve. Long. And that one floats out. A service error will put the Beacons up by 1, 26-25. That is the 8th service error of the day for Montana Tech. And back to serve is Katie Billets. JJ gets under it, tries to keep it alive. Jetty tips it across. Bushnell, a chance to the outside, into the block, kept up. Montana Tech with a free one. That's going to be point Montana Tech. So we're tied at 26. Montana Tech trying to get ahead of it here. They've tied us up, but they have yet to take the lead here late in the third. We'll see if Malia can make that happen. Malia Harris with the serve. Nice pass, good set, into the block. Nice job up top for the Digs. That's going to be mishit. Point Montana Tech. And match point here for Montana Tech as they lead 27-26. Malia Harris with match point. The Digs get up in support. Crowd on their feet here in the Hyper. Malia Harris to the back line. Nice pass, set to the center. That one shoved out deep. Point will go to the Beacons. Nice read in the center again by Agast. Leah Agast, 13 kills today. That is a match high. She really has played well here. The junior out of Happy Valley, Oregon. And the serve into the net. Service error will go to Montana Tech. 28 all. Diggs, or excuse me, 28-27. My apologies. Diggs by 1. Match point for Montana Tech. Emmy Green back to serve. Green across the tape, handled nicely. They'll set to the outside, into the block, and it finds the floor. Point Montana Tech. The Digs win the match, and they are off to nationals. So the Orediggers sweep the Beacons here, and Montana Tech is off to Sioux City as they will win this first round match at home. Montana Tech with the third set with a 29-27 victory in the third to take the win over the Beacons out of Bushnell. Tremendous action here from the Hyper. We got started a little late, but goodness, it was worth it. As the Digs get the clean sweep over Bushnell. Tremendous action here tonight. Montana Tech finishes the night hitting 157 as a team. On the other side, Bushnell, .080 is their hitting percentage. They were up to 250 at one time in the third, and that was kind of their high for the match. Individually, Agast leads everybody with 13 kills. She hit .385 on the day. A really nice day for Agast. From there, you have Hyder with 10 kills for Bushnell. Seamal with 6, Mosher with 3, and Ladd with 4 kills for Bushnell in that match. On the other side for Montana Tech, again, they hit 157 on the match. They were led by LeBeau with 9 kills and Megan Benton with 9 kills. LeBeau hit 500. She had 9 kills on 16 swings, and then from there, Megan Benton had 9 kills on 18 swings. She had a pair of errors. .389 was Benton's hitting percentage on the day. From there, Piper Jetty with 6 kills. Umland gets 3. Reese Layton with 1. Kennedy Wilmore with 7 kills. And those are your final stats here for Montana Tech as they get the win over Bushnell, 29-27. as this one goes into the record book. So Montana Tech with a clean sweep. They will move on to the final site as they have won their opening round match here as the Diggers take down the Beacons on Digger Vision. We'll take a break, we'll take the net down, and we have basketball coming your way here in a few as the Montana Tech ladies getting ready to take on the squad out of Northwest. We'll have that coming up here in just a bit. We're on Digger Vision. I'm Paul Panisco. Thanks for joining us. First round action as the Digs are moving on to the final site, ladies and gentlemen, with a 3-0 win over the Beacons. We'll grab yourself a beverage. We'll be back here with the women's basketball game in about 40 minutes.